Hello guys, in this video, let us learn a new concept of how AWS is maintaining their data centers. So to analyze this, let's have some questions. Okay, now let's say I'm in India, but my client is present at USA. Okay, I'm in India and my client is present at USA. Does AWS providing me the services in India only or USA only? Or else AWS is providing globally services? Yeah. For this question, the answer is AWS providing me the services globally. How AWS is providing me services? AWS providing me AWS providing me the services globally. Providing me services globally. So since AWS is providing me the services globally, can I serve? Can I serve for the client who is present in USA? Yeah, I can able to serve for the client. I can able to provide the service for the client who is present in the USA. In order to provide the service, I need a data center, right? I need a data center of AWS which is present in USA region. Is it? Yeah, I need a data center. So now the question is, how do I identify this data center? So I need a data center at client location, right? So I need a data center at client location. So to provide services to my client, I need a data center at client location. In order to know, where the data center of AWS is present, do I need to know how AWS is maintaining their data centers? Is it? Yeah. So in order to know where the data center is present, now let me question how AWS is maintaining their data centers based on which architecture it is maintaining. Based on which architecture these data centers are maintained by AWS. Based on how, which architecture AWS is maintaining the data centers. So how? So for this, how AWS is maintaining the data centers based on architecture, sir. So what is the architecture that AWS follows, sir? Now I will tell you how AWS is maintaining their data centers and which architecture does this AWS follows to maintain this data center. Now let's say AWS has a data center here. Let's say AWS has a data center here. This is one data center. This is data center one, you can say. Yeah. Now, in the same way, AWS also have one more data center. Let's say AWS also have one more data center here only. Let's say AWS is having one more data center here. So like this, if AWS maintains more than one, how many? In a single availability zone, AWS maintain greater than or equal to one data centers. So AWS maintain more than one, at least one, and more than that will be maintained by AWS in a single availability zone. So now in a single availability zone, more than one data centers are maintained by AWS. So what does this sentence means? So this sentence means, so let me question, what is this data center, sir? What is this data center? What are the things which are present under data center, sir? Data center contains naturally servers and storage and networking, right? And so on, etc. So these all things, what do we call, sir? What do we call? Infrastructure. What do we call? Server room or infrastructure or data center, we call it. So can I call this data center as infrastructure? Can I call it? Yeah, I can able to call my data center as infrastructure. Data center as my infrastructure. So my infrastructure, can I call it as data center? Yeah, okay. Now, so more than one infrastructure, let's say in a single availability zone, more than one data centers are present. AWS is maintaining more than one data center in a single availability zone. So now you can tell me, sir, what is the availability zone? Availability zone is nothing but the place where data centers are present. Can I say like this? Yeah. The place where data centers are present, we can call that as a availability zone. In a single availability zone, how many data centers are present, sir? Greater than or equal to one data centers are present in a single availability zone. Okay. Sir, can you tell me based on the regions? Sir, in a region, let's say in India, we have two regions. That is, we have Mumbai region as well as we have Hyderabad region also. Today, Hyderabad region also providing the services of AWS. So let us consider Mumbai. We have Mumbai region as well as Hyderabad region as well. So what is region? Region is nothing but a geographic location. We call it as a region. In a region, how many availability zones are present, sir? How many availability zones are present in a region? For this question, the answer is in a region, greater than or equal to two availability zones are present. Region contains greater than or equal to two availability zones. So in a single region contains greater than or equal to two availability zones. AWS is maintaining in a way that in a single region, AWS have at least two availability zones or greater than two availability zones. In each availability zone, AWS maintains at least one data center or more than that data centers. So can I call this AZ availability zones in short as AZ? AZs? Yeah. So we can call this availability zones as AZs. So I hope you understood what is the region. Region is nothing but a geographic location. A geographic location. So now let me ask you a question. In world, globally, how many regions? globally, how many regions, geographic regions, where AWS is available, sir? AWS is present, sir. In globally, till today, 33 geographic regions. 33 geographic regions. This AWS is present. This AWS is present at 33 geographic regions till today. So in each region, how many availability zones, sir, we have? At least 2 and greater than 2 also. Okay. In each availability zone, how many data centers does AWS maintain, sir? At least 1 or else greater than or equal to 1. More than 1. Sir, you drawn 2 only, right, sir? Space is there only for 2, ra. There are multiple availability zones as well as there are multiple data centers even present in the single availability zone as well. The condition they said is minimum one data center in a single availability zone, and in a region at least 2 availability zones. That means, can I put so on here? So more than 2 availability zones. In data center, can I put so on here since more than one, right? So I drawn 2 data centers here and so on, which means greater than or equal to 1 data center present in a single availability zone. And in a region, I have more than 2 availability zones. So I have put so on here. This region is availability zone. This availability zone has more than one data center. And these type of availability zones present in where region. In globally, how many regions AWS is present? 33 geographic regions. This AWS is present. Now, since my client is from USA, I need to choose a region which is present in USA and pick a availability zone only. I can able to pick availability zone only. I cannot able to pick which data center and which server do I need to use. I can have accessibility to pick the region as well as the availability zone. If I pick those two, based on those two, AWS will assign me the data center or else you can say servers. So based on our preference. And there in the USA, I can able to create my servers and I can able to create my website and host it, and the whole thing which we do inside AWS, I will introduce you in the future videos one by one. But till now you understood how AWS is maintaining the architecture of data centers. That means how the regions this AWS is using in their architecture and how many regions currently AWS is providing their services, and in each region how many availability zones are there, and in each availability zone how many data centers are there. About those things, I think you have a knowledge on this video. You got a knowledge from this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you understood this video. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. See you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye.